Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NAEU patch notes, January 29th. Let's get right into it. So we have the guild content improvements happening. So they've removed a lot of guild items or adjusted them. So overall we have the clearance permit no longer being exchanged via NPC. It's parchment and seal and purchased via the NPC shop. Same for the parchment and seal, obviously. The sticky glue is now exchanged via the Old Moon combat and life seals. Same for the crude decoration, the tough silk thread, the restored Cadry's forbidden book, the Old Moon magic neutralizer, the vanadium chain and the stud, the phoenix skin, the everlasting tree plywood, the iron core timber square, desert alloy ingot, spirit laden plywood, wind laden flax cloth, the great ocean drenched plywood ingot and timber square, but they also will remain on the weekly quest. And the water for the elephant, elephant food, elephant cage parts, timber for fixing the cage, soft hay, juicy fruits, fresh veggies, are all in the Guild Mount Manager NPC shop. Then we also have the ballista arrows. They used to be craftable, now they're purchasable via the Guild Military Supply Manager. Then we have the clearance request, ink, wax, seahorn, cloudy timber, sandy ingot, and stormy rope all being removed, so they will all be gone. During this maintenance, any guild crafting items you can no longer obtain have been deleted, and guild funds have been given as compensation. They've also changed the amount of tokens we get per mission. So extra large used to be 4 per mission, now it's 8 per mission, pretty much doubling across the board. So 3 became 6, 2 became 4, and 1 became 3. So if you're a small guild, you're actually getting a little bit extra. They also changed so you can now exchange them, obviously, for different materials. To find the Guild Manager NPC, search Guild via the Find NPC feature, and this is unavailable for the Morning Light Guild Managers. So here we can see the full list being shown, but you should be able to find them on the mainland with no problem. They've also reduced the certain item requirements due to the rare crafting materials now being exchangeable, so you require at least 1 seal in your inventory to see these exchanges. But here we have the sticky glue being required 1. Same for the crude decoration. The special iron ingot from Calpheon shop, it seems to be remaining at 5, but not quite sure because they just put a dash through it. The restored book 2, Old Moon magic neutralizer 2, tough silk 1, vanadium chain, titanium stud, and beast skin all at 1. They also improved the descriptions matching this. Then they also changed the shop inventories for the guild managers and military supply managers. So the parchment and seal can now be purchased via the guild manager in each town. Several items and equipment previously sold by the guild manager have been relocated to the guild military supply manager. This includes the practice lynch cannon assembly set and the Crimson Baron's gear and faintly resonant gear. Also the recovery potion, except for the guild instant HP and instant MP. These are no longer sold. And in the Land of the Morning Light, you can now purchase the instant HP and mana from the guild managers, Bei Sung Young and Zheng Boksu. Here we also have another list. So retained are the crafting permits, Golden Bell, Emblem Certificate, Old Moon Reagent, the Juices, Monster Bane kits. They've added the parchment and seal to the guild manager and the HPs, but a bunch of stuff has been removed, including the Pledge of Blood, which we're going to be getting into later. Here we have the Guild Military Supply Manager, pretty much retained are the potions, Sun's Resolve, oil for the different towers and weapons, same for the traps. Then we have the Conquest, Medalla Valencia, Note Fort, and such still remaining in here. They have added the Lynch Cannon set, Practice Cannonball, the Crimson Baron and the Crimson Shadow stuff, the Faintly Resonant stuff as well, and the Ballista Arrow. And removed have been the pledges, HP potions, and the old ballista arrow. During this maintenance as well, with the reduction, these were deleted, guild funds were given. Special silk from the Shikatu League, which could be obtained by exchanging Golden Seal Imperial Conquest, was also deleted. Compensation was also given. Then we have the removed guild mount equipment enhancement. So all enhancement levels from +1 to +10 for guild mount equipment have been removed. So additionally, the equipment effects available at maximum level 10 will now be applied at the base item. If you already own an item of higher enhancement, you've been compensated. If you were crafting any affected guild mount equipment, your progress was reset and used materials were returned to the guild storage. if the materials were among the deleted items, their value was compensated as well. So here we can see pretty much them just removing everything related to elephants and guild boats. They've also changed the materials to craft the Origin of Wind item. So here we can see the Origin of Wind used to take a Breezy Crystal, Sticky Glue, and Sea Monster Spirit Pouch. Now it's just Breezy Crystal and Sticky Glue. And here we can also see the compensation for green and blue, if you were interested. So you are looking at about 7 bill for plus 10. To be honest, this feels disgustingly low considering the amount of memes I put in and stacks. But at least it's something. And considering the green gear is sitting at 5.72. This should have been added on top of this, since you needed a green gear to make it. But I digress. We have the improved Guild Galley acquisition as well. So the Galley blueprint piece, this has been significantly made easier. It used to be Portaferia NPC with Filiberto Fallacy and requiring 1000 Amity. Now it is just purchasable via every Guild Wharf manager in a town. Pretty much. Here we can also see the production of it. Then we have the Guild Galley items. So the blue gear, you now have the clearance permit, sticky blue, and the ingots, or crude decoration, tree and plywood, which is pretty much everything is now buyable. Also, the improved Guild Galley changes, we have some more. So the following items have been added to the wares of the Guild Wharf Manager NPC shops. This includes the plywoods and timber squares. And the main thing is the improved Galley parts upgrade permits. So this is pretty much what you need to make it. This used to be a plus 10 green gear or blue gear. So pretty much that has been removed. This is now purchasable, and otherwise the drenched ingots and such are also purchasable via the manager or doing the quest. Here again, you used to have to make the plus 10 dragon figurehead or plus 10 stellar sea eagle. Now it's just buyable for 5 bill funds each. The actual production of the items of the blue gear for the Guild Galley have not changed too much, so we have some adjustments for the seahorn removal using Lavinia Special Alloy Ingot and Sticky Glue in different amounts, but the plating and cannons have not changed, but effectively everything is viable now, so there's not much to do except for throw money at the problem. Same thing for the the Guild Elephant. Pretty much everything is now available. The recipes haven't changed much. There was some adjustments downward on the vanadium, titanium stud and such, but nothing too crazy. Due to the changes in the reduction in crafting materials required for certain guild items, any items that were being crafted have been returned and sent to guild storage. However, if the number of items exceed your storage limit, which they will because all guild skills also got reset, you will have to either expand your storage or just remove some other items to reach them. They will automatically become available. Speaking of the guild skill revamp, they've reset all the guild skills and removed and cleared a lot of unnecessary skills. So they removed the skill Call of the Lord and merged it into the Horrors of Battle. The max HP effect will vanish upon death, same as before, and it is now 2000 HP during the Node and Conquest War. They've also changed Guru's Touch, Blessing of Fortuna, and State of Nothingness to now be shared by all characters in your family. So you will no longer be able to bank buffs, but the buffs have been extended, which we'll get to in a second. So they removed the lower skills in the life and combat and PvE buffs. They also removed the gatherer, fishing, trading skills, and they've increased the life XP during Guru's Touch for that. Also, the knowledge buffs have been removed and merged into another one, and also the karma has also been moved into another one. So here we have the new buffs. We have the Guru's Touch being 50 life XP plus 50 mastery for 3 hours. This is requiring 30 points. Blessing of Fortuna, the 10% drop rate has been increased to 20, and you also get the added knowledge gain chance thrown in there. And the State of Nothingness, which it used to be just the combat XP and skill XP, this now also has the karma recovery bundled into it. Then we have the Furious Roar and pretty much your AP, accuracy, HP, damage reduction, evasion, and gathering speed, fishing speed, trade item protection, and the Conquest War stuff, the annexed construction time. All of these skills have now been unified into one skill level, no longer multiples, and will just immediately give you the highest tier. They've also reduced the points required for the Nature's Gift, Ruler of the Sea, and Monsters Force, which is needed for the Guild Galley and Elephants. They've also consolidated these skill levels for the ample storage. So 1 to 9 has been consolidated, 10 to 16, and 17 to 18. Pretty much making it a lot easier to get through it. They've also added a guild buffs window. You can now view the existing node war benefits and effects and remaining time of the active guild buffs. Because you will no longer be able to bank them, you will now be able to check it here. And to ensure a smooth update, all guild skills were reset, so do make sure to spend them again, or have somebody spend them to get the passives again before you grind. They also changed the title of the Odraxia Guild Manager NPC from Odraxia's Estate Manager to Guild Manager to make it a bit easier to find. We have some small class changes. Wizard Controlled Madness. They fixed the critical hit rate description in the buff icon so it now matches the actual effects. Ranger Tamer, Mystic, Corsair, Dracania, Wukong. They made the grapple effect visible even when effect optimization is enabled. So Awakened Dracania. Then we have all classes, Black Spirit Rage 100 and 200. They fixed an issue where the cheer animation was sometimes triggered by looting rare items during the skill. And on gamepad mode, Seraph on the Horizon Slash and Armor Crush. They fixed an issue where the skill enhancement for the skill did not apply to the correct effects during Sacramentum and Purgatum mode. Continuing with the guild features, though, we have a confirmation prompt as a safety measure for leaving and disbanding guilds, pretty much needing you to type it out again. This is a extra protection. Also, they've improved the Find Party and Platoon features, so now war heroes in a guild can now access it. They also increased the maximum number of guild missions available to 30. This will be still limited to 10 per day, but you can bank up to 30 missions in total, so 3 days worth. It also updated the guild history menu. The following entries now appear to the left side of the guild history menu. We have the guild creation date, conquest war hero victories, node war victories, blue battlefield victories, guild league victories, guild boss subjugation, and missions completed. This will only be for records created after this update, except for the guild created one. You can also check your guild and rejoin cooldown in the join guild button in G after leaving a guild now, so it will now be able to tell you how long you still need to wait. They also improved the promote guild UI, so the guild recruitment, so all guild members can now view it. Just those with the authority can use it though. You still need the set intro promote recruit authority to post the recruitment ads. They've also unified the Find Party, Platoon, and General into Find Party Platoon UI. So you can now search for parties and platoons at the alliance level, not just the guild level. Party leaders can now also post recruitment ads only if they meet the level AP and DP requirements set in the ad. They've also added the world chat option when using the promotion feature, so you can swap it if you have a megaphone. And they added an auto approval option as well, so auto instantly joins the party when a request is made, and approve still requires the approval from the party leader. Further, they also improved the alliance management, so you can now change the capacity and ratio settings while in the alliance status page. So that is quite a different change, allowing you to change that, I don't think on the fly, but it does seem to be in a certain requirement. It doesn't mention that the alliance GM needs to be present, but we'll see about that. Small thing, the inland fishing revenue improvements are now starting to happen. So they increased the spawn rate of the prize catches in Heidel and Calpheon. So the Piraruku in Heidel has been increased by 6.2 times in the catch rate, and the White Crucian Carp by 4.4, and the Ranchu by 4 times in Calpheon. There was also a small problem with the Alchemy Stone rework, so many adventurers have been obviously crafting them. However, they've noticed cases where these were accidentally processed into Alchemy Stone shards via grinding. Because of the number of shards obtained does not match the high value, they have removed the grinding function for Resplendent, Splendid, and Shining Alchemy Stones to prevent accidental loss. They pretty much just removed the option. Monster Zone wise, we have they've received some feedback from many adventurers, and they've removed elements that disrupted the combat flow. So on Mirmuok Dhekia, they've improved the combat flow by reducing the downtime with no monsters after defeating the old Mirmuok and return to the initial monster summoning phase. They also changed the monster debris to disappear immediately after defeat to minimize visual clutter, and they added the fixed lantern spot tag to the zone and a new effect to the area attacks of the degraded old tree ant. Galley Temple Upper Dhekia. They've removed the message, it will take some time for the void to restabilize and reduce the downtime before the next monster spawn. They also changed the delay for the second wave of the imperfect monsters after the void cannot be controlled message to be shorter and increased the CC duration. And they fixed the buff icons after completing the trial to display at the top of the screen and changed the message to have you have passed the trial, the cleansed aura is bestowed. Stars End-wise, they've changed the loot drop rates for defeating Star Debris Apostle of Malevolence. We also have the other mobs get a increase in the junk loot drop quantity from 2 to 3. Aggregate consumption has gone from 10 to 15 though. They also changed the loot drop rates for defeating the Star Debris Apostle of Malevolence. So the Gluttony Crystal has been increased by 600 times, the Deboreka by 600, and the Corrupt Oil of Immortality by 800. And they improved the on-screen message timing for when Star Debris Apostle Malevolence spawns, and they improved the animation when hitting the unstable Star Debris for smoother visuals. Black Shrine, they changed the following Black Shrine boss areas, so time and ambience no longer change. This is affecting Bamboo Legion Lieutenant and Apex Chengui. In the final Gladios, we also have some changes. So the boss with Elezra, when Elezra's Dark Shadow is defeated during the Heart of Adamugia phase, ancient devices on the floor now light up one after the other, and it's been changed that the ancient device stays lit until the end of the fight. I do wonder if the slam down, cube is still there, but overall it sounds a lot nicer with them not turning off. They've also changed that Black Shadow no longer appears at Thermian Cliff and Olvia Coast, mostly due to the Olvia Academy. Quest and knowledge-wise, they've changed a few things at Olvia Academy. So the combat course, Basics First, it can now be completed even if you defeat the instructor without using the recommended skills. They've also improved the quest Veil Ink in Olvia Academy. Interacting with the mystical trace during the quest will now instantly transport you from Historia to Olvia Academy. And adjusting the objectives for the Old Academy course, Olvia Academy course quests. So on the Gathering, Fairy's Breath is being reduced from 300 to 100. In Training, a Tamus Tier 7 horse has been changed to a 7 or higher. The 3 Hekaroos in the Great Ocean have been changed to 1 Hekaroo. And the hunting in Camasylvia has been changed from 10 Feather Wolves and 10 Farina to 10 Wolf and 10 Farina or Farika, allowing you to hit both of them. They also added the option to acquire the knowledge about Musgar from NPC Kareem, changed the quest for the Veil Ink so that your horse is automatically summoned upon completion. They added the review chats with Professor of Combat Cliff, the Wormhole Generator, and Professor of Hunting Leo Lori, allowing you to replay the practice cutscenes for the combat and hunting courses. They've adjusted the max AP limit for the Abyssal Echo so all party members can reliably hit the treasure chest. They also added the Green Thumb knowledge to the quest reward for the Olvia Academy Gathering course Challenge Roughstone Mining. Changed the quest acceptance conditions for Green Thumb Gatherer from across the seas to require at least Gathering Professional. And it's been changed so that if Green Thumb knowledge is obtained from the Challenge Roughstone Mining quest, progress on the Green Thumb Gatherer from across the sea quest is no longer possible. And updating the description text that appears when Green Thumb knowledge is not learned. Also, Zarya's Farming Course quest and Mysterious Seed to now award Special Garlic Seed 5 as an additional reward. And we have a bunch more changes. Let's get through them. So they fixed an issue of passing through certain terrain, fixed an issue where the 90 coins from the weekly Bumbling Buccaneers Brawl did not get given. This has been given to you retroactively into your managed currency. They also fixed an issue of Gumiho appearing very small during the Honglim base practice. Then they fixed an issue with the Yavin Razia Temple Underground, where some monsters appeared to face in awkward directions. They fixed an issue during the Basics First and Why Defense Matters, where monsters that left the designated area would not return. They also added a new effect to make transparent NPCs visible during the quests of Historia, Hidden Traces, Veil Ink, and Yavin Razia Temple. They fixed issues where the Bumbling Buccaneers animations appeared abnormal during cutscenes. Fixed issues on the Faint Presence cutscene where Mystic would perform Meiwa's pose when drawing a weapon. Expanded the navigation range for the quest Hidden Traces. Changed cutscenes again. Information about gemstone acquisition during the processing course. They've added details of quest descriptions for the Vidor Draw Seafood Cron meal, regarding the requirements to make it yourself. They added new information about Blue Battlefield and to the explanation of the naval combat during the sailing course. They removed the navigation to professors on the life skill course quests that require traveling elsewhere. Fixed an issue to prevent progress during the wrongly returned book Grana. Fixed an issue where applied excessive blur to the screen when interacting with the Olvia Academy founding patron list in lower than remastered graphics settings. Also, some more issues with questions for Eileen, Curio, and Leo Lori. Fixed an issue where the colors were displayed incorrectly in the Wild Horse Capture Guide and the Bulletin Board Weekly quest. Fixed an issue where colliding with cats placed in Olvia Academy would cause their appearance to become abnormal. They added navigation and the auto-run buttons to the Olvia Academy quest as well. Fixed an issue where receiving the buff effects from the Olvia Academy Witching Fountain did not remove previous active luck increase buff effects. Then some awkward dialogue in Olvia Academy weekly quests. Navigation. Territory emblems for the Olvia Academy and Line of the Morning Light overlapping. Then some issues on the how to obtain section not matching the actual acquisition for the bundle of 1,000 crow points and 500. Fixed an issue where purchase prompt for the Olvia Academy pass would still appear even after claiming all rewards. Fixed the issue where closing the pass UI. Also closed the Olvia Academy pass quest description. Restored Agris Essence for adventurers whose Ancient Anvil was reset for the Darkstar Blackstone. They also plan to improve that the Agris will no longer reset, and they will do this on a weekly setting. That is very important. They also updated the description for Justin Bartoli's guarantee item, and they corrected some typos. And finally, they fixed an issue where the Olin Golem could be attacked while being summoned by the Abyssal Echo. NPC background and sound, they added seed items to Zarya, and Zarya as well has moved from the left corner to next to Emma Bartali in the main hall. They also fixed an issue for adventurers with negative naval fame being able to interact with the wharf manager at Olvia Academy. That's a bit of a thing. Also, Headmaster Justin Bartali will tell you the meaning of Olvium Frontia, and they added a strong fence rentals to Zarya as well for contribution points. Then we have the update that I was very happy for on global, but it turns out it's actually a little bit different. So the translation was a bit unfortunate. So the mount growth system has now been changed. So the XP gained is now stored, and you can manually choose when to level up. If enough XP is stored, mounts can even jump straight to max level. The sad part is, this is for each mount individually. XP does not carry over between mounts. If you can, I will add in the comments a link to a post where I am trying to suggest the opposite. So it does get shared, will carry over between mounts, because to be honest, this change just adds more work than anything else. Sure, it is really great if you want to level up a horse level by level so you can immediately reset the skill like we've been used to. But at the same time, it is quite a pain to not be able to just level a horse and transfer the XP. So if you are in agreement, don't forget to jump on that and give it a little boost. When registering a horse on the sale, accumulated XP will always be reset. However, if the horse level stays the same, the accumulated XP is preserved if registered in the breeding market. Returning a rental horse will also reset accumulated XP. Injured mounts must be healed before they can grow. Mounts in transit between stables cannot grow until transport is complete. Mounts kept in another town or too far away can also not be leveled up. And once a mount reaches max level, accumulated XP is also reset and will no longer be displayed. So for example, if your horse reaches level 100, 100,000 accumulated XP becomes 0. They've also adjusted the Training XP gain mode with this, so it used to be per mount level. Now it's a fixed Training XP regardless of the mount level. They reduced the gains for tier 7's horses at level 7 or lower, but increased it at level 8 or higher. Actually, I think this might be tier 8, but we'll a little bit unsure. Overall, the total Training XP gained while leveling a horse from level 1 to 30, I know it is the levels, has increased by about 2.4 times. They've also improved so you can now use mount skill change and selection coupons and mount level down tickets directly from the mount information window rather than just out of stable. And they updated the following item descriptions of those items. Crocdalo's Sanctuary has some small changes, so right-clicking on the Sanctuary will now open the menu. and it's also been added to the quick slot for easier use. They've also changed that selecting stars on the world map, Monster Zone UI will now guide you to a safer route that avoids monsters. In the system, we have the improved effect opacity settings. They can be adjusted separately for my effect and other effects. Effects important to content progression will not be affected, so you can change it between your characters and summons and all except your character. Then we also have some fixes in the web. If you were not logged in on the official site and used auto login through my profile, some login record information would save identically to your previous record. They also changed some translations. Navigation guide has just been changed to navigation. Then there was an issue with the Dark Rift Ferret boss, so fixes and changes where it would not drop the concentrated boss crystal or late boss aura. This will have been sent to your mail. They fixed an issue in the solo Ataraxian Yolonakia for Tunderers would occasionally not move at the start of combat. Some maintenance notice on the central market. Everlasting herb disappearing in the southern mountain ranges. Journal log entries not appearing or failing to update. Alliance invitations appear to be sent when the guildmaster was on a different server. Workers list not being displayed properly. Changes to duels function to be unavailable during Guild League. Gamepad mode fixes again. Lots of small things and truncations again. Meiwa, awkward appearance on the lollipop ornament. They fixed an issue on Dosa with gloves on the Azure Sky and the BD9. Seraph, an issue on the Ludician armor with the Blood Countess helmet. Awkward appearance of the Spotlight helmet on Meiwa. Nova with the show visor wearing the Cephia helmet. They fixed an issue with the Eternal Bond appearance, incorrectly displayed when worn with the Yunaris helmet on Seraph again. Fixed an issue on the Unlimited Node War, where activating custom HP bars trigger the Mortal Danger effect whenever HP or max HP stats changed, regardless of the current HP. Fixed incorrect damage application of area attacks for the degraded old Treant. Fixed awkward display of the My Residence list when owning only a guild house without a manor of residence. Fix some issues of duplicate characters matching your character's appearance so that the doppelgangers are gone. They fixed an issue where effect dies applied to your gear in your inventory were not reflected in your die window until the item was re-equipped. The die UI was not resetting after dying defense gear effects. They also fixed an issue where dying failed despite having enough die. Fixed an issue where equipped gear icons sometimes displayed incorrectly. Adjusted the color for descriptions at the bottom of Mining Field Report. Added improved text on the minimum report requirements. Fixed inaccurate wording in several guild item descriptions. Fixed duplicate lines during the Amity chat with Filiberto Falassi. And on Witch Wizard, the Sovereign God Sphere, they fixed an issue with dyeing the weapons with violet, showed parts of the effect with red inside the violet. So they are aware of that and are working on that right now. Let's go into the events. We have the Training Hot Time running till February 12th. So 100% Training XP and Mount XP. Also the doubling of the Flowers of Oblivion and the extra Imperial Training Delivery invoices. You can also proceed with 2 weekly quests with Lorenzo Murray, which is a capture a wild horse and breed and receive a foal. This will give you 50 Royal Fernroot and a Gula's Courser Training Selection Box, Unbridled Celerity Draught, and Stonetail Windsmeal. Also, there's also an extra ongoing event, the Red Hare, which we'll jump to in just a second. So the Red Hare, Born to be Red, also runs till... this one runs till March 26th. With the Mount Growth update in the Year of the Red Horse, a steed of unmatched valor makes its appearance. So it is a horse with a fierce in temper and proud in spirit. The Red Hare's stubborn nature causes it to grow more slowly than other tier 8 horses, so it's most likely a 2.5 growth modifier. The difficulty is, however, worth it. When sent via Imperial Delivery, the Red Hare yields greater profit than other tier 8 horses. It will not learn as sideways, stopping it from becoming a courser, and that is pretty much locked in. It can also not be registered on the breeding and horse markets and may only be delivered to the Imperial Court, so Imperial Delivery only. You can get it through breeding tier 6 to 8 horses of sufficient level. Pretty much if you have a chance to breed a tier 8, it is going to be in that tier 8 table. Then also there is a step 2, the Measure of a Trainer. Proceed with the event Red Hare's Chosen Quest. This is also with Lorenzo Murray in Velia. You can then speak with Lorenzo to obtain 4 Red Hare horse emblems to register, and then a reminder of the training event. Then we have the February login rewards starting. Pretty much nothing too crazy across the board, just pretty much a standard Resplendent Shakatu seals, Dreaming of Adventure boxes again. Nothing too grand there. Was there another event? No, that is actually... No, that is it. With that, we're already going into the Pearl Shop. We have a new outfit called the Quiet Elegance. Seems very Korean inspired. So overall, we have the female, male, and shy here, and another male and female shown here. The above screenshots featured characters customized by adventurers, so Wusa, Dosa, and Shy, from 2 players from Korea and 1 from NA. We have the Quiet Elegance, January 29th, and permanent, so it will remain. The Quiet Elegance has a outfit set, helmet, armor, and shoes. Well, outfit set and its helmet, armor, shoes. Then we have an outfit pack, which also comes with a Fragment Blossom, Camellia Wreath, Red Gat, or Black Gat. This is a male red or black hat and a different type of wreath. So the Fragrant Blossom is a sort of hat with an opening on the top, and the Camellia Wreath is a flower wreath. I did check it out briefly. Then we have the 1 week only combat focus, giving you a 7-day combat, one of the fancy ones. Then the same thing for life. We have a bundle of deals. The gamble boxes are back, not available in Belgium and Netherlands. These come in different variations again, as they have been. Choose your own training pack, which includes a Venia costume or a horse gear set or a mount skill coupon or level down ticket, and also a choose your training box, which includes a Imperial token. Choose your training pack again, the Guru's choose your training pack, which includes 2 choices of Heidel, reset mount growth, mount skill, mount down, XP, horse breeding resets, mount all skill coupons. Overall, it's a training event, not surprised. Then we have a Penta Maids box for 40% off. And then we have some new accessories. We have the Dosa Yunaris headpiece, the Camellia Wreath, here you can actually see it, for Deadeye, the Wusa Camellia Wreath, shown here, and Megu and Dracania, so pretty much every female class. Here we can see the Fragrant Blossom hat, which is a sort of, well, almost, I don't want to be mean, but a little bucket-like, covering the whole head. Here we can see the red gat added for Wukong and the black gat. So here you can see the wide brim hat that gets added as a choice and bonus. With that, we have everything. I wish you the absolute best of luck, and I will hopefully see you around in BDO.